Welcome. We are going to make a couple of rings tonight, I think. We have some really nice miscellaneous Nevada turquoise and a piece of number 8. Also Nevada turquoise, but number 8 specifically. If you didn't see my video on number 8, you should watch it to get a little bit of history of it. We're going to do a couple of rings here. We're going to do a taller bezel on this one and a shorter bezel on this one because they're two different depths of stone. So I want to get this just try to get the joint right in the center of the flat, not on one of the corners. Mark that one. I do the largest stone first, that way if I mess up, I got a piece of bezel wire already pre-cut for the smaller one. Okay, that's a little bit long. I can probably take a little bit off of that. Actually, we can probably just true up those two cuts. I got these Nipex shears here, and I'm not sure that they're better than my... That wasn't too bad. The first cut I tried to make with them didn't go so good. I think we straighten those up now on the file and see where we're at. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on this one and that one, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to set the stones. All right, I think we're ready to solder. I kind of play back and forth between using the third hand and doing the soldering with the pieces vertically rather than horizontally like they are now. I'm not sure which one works best or works at all more consistently, but this one theoretically should want to draw that solder right up my joint. Can't complain about that. All right, I like that. Hard solder on both of them. Should make it a little bit easier for the next solder. Looks like it pulled through to the back on that one and on that one. Put them in the pickle. Oops. That one in the quench before it went in the pickle. All right, so I'm going to anneal the ends of this. So I want to do a split shank. Well, kind of a U shape on the end of the shank. Be more accurate to put it. It's not going to be split, but I got to bend these into a U shape, and they tend to want to split when you bend them far enough to get a tight bend on them. So we're going. Time to see how our bezels came out. Fresh out of the pickle. Ooh, that one's a tight fit. Where's my pliers? Right here. I think that might be just perfect. Usually you want just a little bit of resistance, and then when you roll the shape in for the final time, you want that stone to kind of drop out, but without any gaps in the bezel. So there's about as close as you can get. That one's good. This one's a little bit looser, but I think it's right in there where we want it. We just want the bezel now to be perfectly shaped to the stone so that when we solder it to the backing plate, it'll hold that shape. This one has a little bit more play than that one, but it's still just about right where I wanted it. That should be just about right. That one's probably a little snugger than we like, but it'll be fine, theoretically. Now we need to get a little bit of backing plate here and decide what we're going to do. If we want to do any embellishments on these, I think why not? I'll set that up and see what we're going to do. Let's create some raindrops and see if we like them well enough to add them. I've sprayed some flux on them. I've had hit and miss success. So what I've done is I've flipped my charcoal soldering block upside down to get a kind of a fresher surface on it. Try and get a little bit cleaner, more uniform teardrops. So I'm just going to bring them all up to liquid and try to get them to hold that round shape. That one doesn't want to hold a round shape. There we go. There we go. This one looks more like a meteorite. All right, so we're looking for an 8.5. And that means that I've marked this right here out to be an 8.5. I'm going to incorporate those into it. So I need about that much more on top of that material. If I had flattened this out before I turned on the camera, this would be working better. But so we're going to have that underneath at a small gap. And then right there is roughly what we need for extra shank. We'll cut that off and get ready to solder it together. All right, let's see how this goes. Like that. pickle that. Let's see how it came out. Looks like we might want to draw. Well, I think we're good. Alright, I'm going to do these one at a time. Try and focus on getting them to turn out right. What did I do with my solder pick? I don't know where it went. Guess we got this. It was just right here though. Alright, let's start by drying off the flux. When it bubbles off, I usually shift everything around and have to reorient it slightly. Oh, solder pick is laying right here. Looking for something like that. Alright, let's see. Should be getting close. Right there's that one saw it flowed, that one flowed, that one flowed. I want to try and draw it into the bezel on the inside, underneath all three of our teardrops. Alright, I think that was successful. Put that one in the pickle. Set it for the next one. Alright, number 2. One piece, 2 piece, 3 piece. Come on, pull it to the inside. There it goes. Perfect. That went good. And put that in the pickle. We can pull this one right here out. There's our first one. Here's our ring. I don't know which one this will be for, but one of our ring shanks. I think the other one will do something like this. Let's see how that looks. They look straight. Might be a little bit. There we go. I like that better. Okay, here we go. All right, that looked successful. And pickle. Our first one was also successful. Our little split shank one. Looks like we might have pulled some solder out of that bezel. Guess we'll have to see. So this wheel will get them close, and we can finish it up once we have the stone in. And I'm just using a cheap Harbor Freight polishing compound because it's cheap and it works good for an initial removal of scratches. And it doesn't take a whole lot to get it shiny from there. Oh no, one of our silver balls came off. That ain't good. Have to fill that in the pickle and clean it up and get another one. See if I can't find the one that fell off. Go to this one. There we go. I think we are just about right. If that side right there will sit down a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's about the height we want. So we'll set it in there and start rolling the bezel down. Okay, our stone is set in there. Get our bezel tool. Start walking that bezel in. Now these little teardrops always make the bezel on that end, or whatever end they're on, a little tougher, but that wasn't too bad. So I just get it basically started, roll that edge over with the pushing tool, and then I immediately go for my rounding pliers and burnish it and roll it over. I would say that that bezel was just about the perfect size, because that's probably the easiest one I've had lay down that easy. Continue walking that around, burnish it. I like to shake it to make sure I don't have a rattle in the stone. Sometimes it takes quite a bit of massaging that bezel to get it to stop rattling on you. But this one went in very nicely. All right, now we got to try and fix the little teardrop on the other one. I wanted to have one of them work out before I started to do that. But yeah, that one came out good. A little extra polishing and that one will be done. All right. Now we'll see if we can get our stone to go in. See how far off we are on this one. This one had a little bit more slack than the other one, so I think we're good to go. That one will sit just about right. Okay, so a bezel tool. This one's got a little bit more to play than the last one, so we're going to go a little bit slower. Kind of walk it in. Not try to get as greedy on this one. Get it all in one round, like we were able to with the last one. Yeah, these teardrops are definitely going to make this bottom edge harder. Okay, I think we can go to our rounding pliers now. Takes quite a bit of pressure to move that stuff, that edge with those teardrops there. I don't remember who showed the trick of using these half round pliers for bezels, but I think it might have been Sunwest Jewelers, Sunwest Jewelers in Albuquerque did a video, if I remember right. And I have to agree, it's a lot easier than any other bezel tools that I got, and because it's tapered, you can just about have You can put the pressure right where you need to. You can get just a little bit of pressure in there like here. All right. That one's about there. Then I'll come back and show you both of the finished strings. And there we go. We successfully soldered the raindrop back on this one after 3 attempts. This one ended up being an 9, 8 3/4 to a 9. This one ended up being an 8 1/2, which is what I was shooting for both of them. This one is the number 8 turquoise that I did the video on. Split shank on that one, just a regular band on this one. This was just a piece of beautiful Nevada mine turquoise, unknown mine. I like them. Tell me what you think.